What a joy coming your way again, either talking to you as an individual or as a class. I have a great delight and I count it a great opportunity given by God and an honor for you to listen to me, sharing life lessons with you on the subject of stewardship. And we began this series on fundamentals of stewardship. First of all, looking at the definitions of stewardship. That was done in 2 parts, and I'm sure you have your link to it. It will be a blessing to you, inspiring you, and giving you the strength to do according to what we have shared. But in this series, we want to look at who is a steward. The first in the series on stewardship is to make us know what it is like. But now we want to look at who is involved. How do we describe a steward? It goes beyond figurative definition, but in actuality. Now, this is necessary so that you'll be able to tell whether you are a steward or not. Self-examination is what brings about self-discovery. Am I really a steward? Or am I deceived to think that I am? Or are people making a wrong description of me? No one can be as sincere and genuine to himself like you. So come with me. Who is a steward? Number one, from scriptures, a steward is a caretaker. A caretaker of things or people committed to him or under him. How well do you care of the things committed to you? Caretaker is a compound word. If we divide it, we can call it taking care. And I want you to know that's what life is all about. Who are you taking care of? What are you taking care of? People above you, people under you, people at your level. You are meant to take care of people. That is, look after the well-being of people around you and of the things around you. Looking after the well-being. As simple as it is, because we live in a dry, isolated, or isolation-promoting world. Simple calls. How are you doing today? A good smile from your face in the morning as you meet with people at work. Even people in your casual work, people in your passage. You are rendering stewardship to people because you don't know somebody you meet may have become so hopeless. You are the only one who unconsciously has given hope to him, or deliberately so. A warm handshake to someone. You may not know the value of it to the person who particularly is on the verge of certain negative situations of his life. And that's what stewards do. They look after things and not for things. You see, most people today are looking for things and they never get it. But true stewards are looking after things. In the process, things come to them. A steward is duty conscious, not position interested. Position comes to him, or people call him to occupy position. He's not conscious of it. There are people who do certain things because they want position. They politicize their action. They act in view of what they will get from it. But stewards don't do that. They render their services without necessarily expecting a reward from the individuals to whom they render such services. Stewardship is task-driven, not title-bound. From inception of life, the first thing God made us to see about Adam is caretaking. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 15 specifically, God took man and put him in the garden. He gave him an assignment as a steward. He said, dress it and keep it. It was meant to be a caretaker. And what more did God tell him? He said to take care of this, then you can eat from it. Unfortunately, many people want to eat from what they did not care for. In workplace, as an employee, care for the work, care for your employer, care for the organization. In ministry, care for the flock, care for the people under whom you are serving. That is number one definition of a steward. He must be a caretaker. The big question to ask before I jump to the next one is, do you care for people and things under you? And how much do you do? If you find yourself wanting, put in more energy. Show care, and you become a show to your world. Number two, who is a steward? Remember, behavior defines who we are. A steward must have a behavior of a custodian. He keeps his eyes on what is given to him. And what does that mean? He has a sense of accountability. He doesn't see himself as owner. Now you see, the mistake many people make, even in ministry, you hear them say, my ministry, my ministry, my ministry. It is not your ministry. It is God's ministry. He put you there with the mind that one day you will give account. Even the money that's in your pocket is not your own. You're a custodian. So you don't spend carelessly. You don't spend anyhow. In Luke chapter 16, verses 1 and 2, Jesus gave a parable of a man who was called to come to give account of his assignment. And you see, that's how God checks us from time to time. And at the end of our assignment on earth here, we are going to give account. Always bear in mind, I'm going to give an account. I'm going to give an account. Therefore, walk as one who is accountable, including where you are the CEO of a company. Think accountability. Even though you are placed figuratively as the head of the mission or the organization, you should have that sense of accountability. It will help you. Now, a good example of Joseph again. Joseph felt he was accountable. Now, when he entered into the house of Potiphar in Genesis chapter 39, gradually they were handing over things to him until his master didn't even know, or rather, he didn't know what he had as possession. Joseph was in charge. He could leave his home, travel for long period without looking back. And one day, Joseph became tempted by his wife. Because if a man could leave his house and travel out, leave his slave there, that means not looking back. But Joseph was conscious of the fact that, look, I'm a steward in this house. And so he told the wife, my master has left everything in my charge, but not you, his wife. He had a sense of accountability. He knew his boundary. So a steward is one who knows his boundary, even when he is given unlimited authority over his assignment. He jealously guided the interest of his master, who had entrusted things into his hand. Please note, everything we have, everywhere we are, is an entrustment. We actually don't qualify. God trusts us to place us We must be conscious, therefore, that we are going to give account one day.